If you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, I guarantee you'd have a lot to say. And that's exactly what happens in The Adam Project, starring Ryan Reynolds. It's a time-traveling sci-fi action flick. I'm a complete sucker for a sci-fi action flick, especially when it involves time travel. Now, Ryan Reynolds is from the year 2050, where something disastrous happens, and the only way he can fix it is to go back in time and prevent time traveling from ever happening. Now, he also runs into his younger self by accident, ends up in the year 2022. He was shooting for 2018. And come to find out, he actually really needs the help of his younger self. Now, if you love Ryan Reynolds, you're going to love this movie. If you don't love Ryan Reynolds, well, you're probably not going to like this movie. Ryan Reynolds has the same sarcastic, funny, goofy personality. Well, let's just call him a smart ass because that's what he is. And it's the same character that he brings into this movie. If you've seen Free Guy, he's kind of bringing the same person here. Now, the best part about this is if you love Ryan Reynolds, you're getting two of them. Walker Scobell plays the younger Ryan Reynolds from the year 2022, and this kid's personality, let me just say, is pure cinematic genius. He is a younger Ryan Reynolds. He's sarcastic, he's funny, he's a smart ass, and you want to love to smack him around for being so. And the funny part about it is that when Ryan Reynolds meets younger Ryan Reynolds, aka Walker Scobell, he really is at a loss for words because the same banter that he's throwing out is being thrown right back at him.
How'd you get to be so smart?
How'd you get to be so dumb?
Nice try.
Now, Ryan Reynolds' parents are played by Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo, which is essentially a 13 going on 30 reunion, and these two still mesh really well. But young Ryan Reynolds really treats mom like crap, and he really regrets it as he gets older. So older Ryan Reynolds is kind of preaching to younger Ryan Reynolds to treat mom a little better, and then younger Ryan Reynolds is telling him to go shove it because he doesn't know anything. And, you know, we got sci-fi weapons everywhere, plasma guns and makeshift lightsabers and guys in stormtrooper outfits trying to bring older Ryan Reynolds back to 2050. There's a lot of Star Wars references. The stunts and the fight scenes are absolutely awesome. The CGI is really good. Time-traveling spaceships that can invisibly cloak themselves and shooting these plasma guns again that just pretty much disintegrate anything it hits. That's always fun. Meanwhile, older Ryan Reynolds is being reminded that by meeting up with his younger self, he's screwing with the whole space-time continuum. Wait a minute, that was actually Back to the Future.
The encounter could create a time paradox, the results of which could cause a chain reaction that would unravel the very fabric of the space-time continuum and destroy the entire universe.
But it still applies here, right? Yeah, it still applies here. Space-time continuum, the future, changing the whole timeline of everything. And that's where his dad comes into play because he's telling him he shouldn't be doing any of this. He needs to go back to his own time. Meanwhile, they're still fighting. He's got bullies as kids. I forgot to tell you about the bullies. Little Ryan Reynolds got beat up a lot as a kid. This kid got bullied a ton. But in the long run, I guess it made him a tougher person as an adult. But as a kid, he doesn't want to hear that because he keeps getting beat up. It's very entertaining. It's got a really good storyline. I was very enamored with this movie, actually. I could watch this over and over and over, and that's one of those movies where if it is that good and you can watch it several times over, at the end of the day, that's exactly what I'm looking for. A movie that can grab my attention, hold my attention, give me something that's going to entertain me. I like sci-fi stuff like Star Wars or Back to the Future. I get both of that in this movie. I get lightsabers and time traveling. I even get spaceships and jets. References to Top Gun even. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of references to old movies. And I am completely okay with that. That keeps me even more entertained because if you've lived through that era like I have, you've seen Top Gun and Star Wars and all that stuff, it really draws more of that cinematic nostalgia in. Anytime you can reference other stuff and do it well, it's always a bonus. You can screw it up. I've seen it screwed up. But this one does it really well, and I enjoy that. By the end of the movie, when all the action is over and everything's winding down, Mark Ruffalo, Ryan Reynolds, and younger Ryan Reynolds, I mean, there's this big, huge emotional moment. There's this big moment of silence almost, and they're just calm, collective. They're looking back on everything they've done, both past and present, whether it be to each other or what's going to happen in the future. They just have this moment, and it's really rather touching. It really is. I mean, if you're over emotional yourself, you're probably even going to tear up a little bit. All the mayhem's over. They're just taking a minute to themselves. Everyone's about to go back to their own timeline. And then we see the result of everything that's happened. Personally, this is a fantastic movie. If you don't see it, you're really missing out on a good film. Again, one I can watch over and over. And essentially, that's what I really want to see in a movie. Something that can give me enough to want to go back for more. If you've seen The Adam Project, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it without spoiling it for any of those who haven't seen it yet. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button for me on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.